Greetings, Divine Radiance. So I am going to get us all logged in the other places. Let's go ahead and get us live in the other places. Welcome, welcome, welcome to your Wednesday Live Empower Hour. Just give me a moment to go live on all the channels that we are streaming. Greetings, greetings, greetings. How are you today? Let's see. Okay, where are we? Oh, one more. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to your Wednesday Live Empower Hour. Let's see, I am just going to make sure we are live on all of our channels, and we are. Messages and methods from the divine that empower you to create and live an abundant life. Welcome to our Wednesday Live Empower Hour. Let's see. Hi, Nina. Welcome. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Dynelle. Good morning. Good morning. So those of you that are with us live on Facebook, hi, Lawander. Welcome. Those of you that are live on Facebook, we are actually live on the YouTube channel, Nahkila Isha of Ashworth Life Sculpting, and that's where we'll be engaging in live conversation. So if you'd like to join in on the conversation, the first person on YouTube, so I can pull your card. As you all know, those of you that are return viewers, we always do the card for the person that joins us first on YouTube. So can you guys let me know who that was? And while we're doing that, I'm going to look and see what our message for the T is. It says, time your energy. Wasting is not wasted time. Let's read that again. Time your energy. Oh, time your energy wasting is not time. Okay. Okay. So as I read that, Spirit was saying, make sure we're being productive, not just busy. So who was the first person on? The first person I saw originally was Mimi, but I'm not sure. Were you the first person on? If you guys don't say anything, I'm going to roll with that. Okay. So you got actions focused on your target and you will make your mark. And what I'm hearing, Mimi, is don't allow distractions to take you off course. You're actually elevating to a new height, and you're meant to be the example of others. But because people are so used to you being one way, they're a little bit rejecting the new you that's emerging. Don't get discouraged. This is your path. This is your journey. You've got a lot of work to do. And what I'm saying is like reaching your hand into a dark bowl. So it's like once you step out of that bowl, you're going to reach back in and pull others out. It's time for you to really get focused on what you came here to do and to do it. Move forward, take action and do it. I was just told to tell her, she got this. You got this. There's no need to worry or fear. Just trust in the divine guidance that you receive. Trust in those psychic gifts that you have that come knocking on your door. Those feelings, even sight, I'm hearing. It's not your imagination. Trust in your gift, trust in yourself, and trust in the divine. Okay, thank you. So that is your card for today, Mimi. Thank you for joining. Hey, Bree, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's go ahead and get started with our breathing. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, we do this every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. And what we do is we start with our breathing so that we're able to get centered and grounded. Just bring us to that calm and peaceful state. So what I'd like you to do is close your eyes and you're going to inhale, visualizing and feeling love and light in through your nose, and then exhale slowly out through your mouth, all that's no longer serving you. Make sure these breaths in and out are as deep and slow as possible. And then what I'm going to do is be sending Reiki to your heart and your solar plexus chakras. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. So inhale slow and deep through your nose, love and light. And then exhale out through your mouth, all that's no longer serving you. And just continue with your breathing, slow and deep. And as you breathe, allow your crown chakra located at the top of your head to open opening your crown chakra now and allowing divine love and light to pour in through your crown, feeling that warm, loving energy flowing down into your third eye, extending out to your ear chakras, down into your heart, down into your solar plexus where all your powers are, down into your sacral and your root. And just feel that loving energy flowing down your thighs, into your knees, your legs, down into your ankles and into your feet. Allow that energy to form roots that burst from the soles of your feet, traveling down, penetrating Mother Earth, connecting to the core and connecting to her heartbeat, feeling her loving energy flowing in through your feet, back up to your root, up to your sacral and your solar plexus, up into your heart and your throat, up into your third eye, extending to your ear chakras and up and out through your crown. And feel Mother Earth's energy connect to the energy of divine source of highest light and love. And just allow that energy of divine source of highest light and love to flow back in through your crown. And just allow it to circulate out through your feet, back in, and just making this beautiful circle of love and light that's flowing through you and around you. And as you continue to breathe, just continue to breathe in all that love and light. And with every exhale, release all that's no longer serving you. And I call on highest light guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, ascended masters, grandmothers, grandfathers, helpful companions, all of highest light and love. I thank you for filling this space today. I thank you for using me as a vessel of highest light and love, and for giving me a message to deliver to those I'm called to serve today. May their hearts, their minds, and their spirits be open to receive whatever is for them. I thank you with so much gratitude and humility, and so it is. So just go ahead and take a few more breaths, inhaling slow and deep that love and that light. And then exhaling out through your mouth all that's no longer serving you. Allowing yourself to be filled with peace and calm, feeling abundance flowing through your entire cellular being, releasing all fear and replacing it with courage and confidence and trust in the divine and in yourself. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes and we'll get started. So, how are you all feeling today? I feel great. I feel great. How are you? And for those of you that were sending prayers, all of her tests came back fine. So thank you so much for sending those prayers and that healing energy. I truly appreciate it, and so does she. So let's see, what deck shall I pull from first? Okay. My hand was on one and Spirit said, nope, go with the maps deck. So that is what we will do. Okay, so to take that one. Ooh, they're a little jumpy today. Okay. And I will pull one from this deck. Hi, Diamond. Welcome. How are you? Okay. And one more. Okay. Is that it for now? Okay. Spirit said, nope, one from the energy deck. Ooh, that one came right on out. And the one from the bottom? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first card we got is coming apart. Coming apart. And also, 4 and 6 is 10. So what Spirit is saying is that literally you're experiencing endings so that that new beginning can come forth. But Spirit is also saying, for those of you that feel like you're in a bit of turmoil, Spirit is saying you're in a transition right now, so don't resist it. Don't be afraid. Don't feel like, your world is ending. One of the things that I always say is, think about all the things, all the challenges that you've been faced with, and what was the outcome? I mean, you're still here, you're still breathing, you still have a roof, you have food, you have your health. So Spirit is saying, how bad could it be? Get out of your head and get into your that in order for things to be brought forward as a new birth, things have to die. So that old paradigm, that old self, that old behavior, death, and you're not letting go, then you can't receive. So Spirit is saying to be mindful, to breathe, to just allow, don't fight, don't resist. I'm hearing there's a new life waiting for you. So when you open yourself up to receive the change, you're also opening yourself up to receive blessings. It's also about you taking effort, making the effort to move forward. You can't just sit back and expect for things to shift on its own. For some of you, Spirit is saying you're talking about it, but you're not being about it. And Spirit is saying that faith without works is dead, and talking without action means nothing. I heard the proof is in the pudding. So it's time for you to really get solid on what you're choosing. And it's time for you to allow yourself to be guided. More time of doing this on your own is dead. It's run its course. You're being called to connect with your divine spirit team and to be guided on everything you do. If you aren't allowing yourself to be guided, you're setting yourself up for unnecessary turmoil. So Spirit is saying, get in that space of trust, that space of courage, and that space of action. You are being divinely guided, but it's time for you to pay attention and to take action, okay? So, hi, is that Cheryl? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. So the next card we got is solitude. Now, as you're experiencing this shifting, this death of sort of your old self, Spirit is saying it's really important for you to take a time out and just be one with self, one with the divine. Now, I believe this came in last week too, that whole detaching, right? Totally different deck, same message. Spirit is pushing the issue. For some of we were told to disconnect so that we could become one with our own energy. So we could become one with the divine's energy. So we could decipher between what we're experiencing, what's truly within ourselves. Because right now we're being called to heal. We're being called to release. We're being called to emerge like that phoenix into this brilliant, bright light being that helps shift the collective consciousness of humanity. But if we're caught up in the emotions of greed, anger, envy, fear, whether it's ours or someone else's, if we elevate to that next level. So in order for you to heal what's going on within you, it's time for you to take a break. Okay, Spirit saying, remind them again, it's with those that Spirit's placed in your path in this earthly realm to help you spiritually. But all the chaos, the confusion, the nonsense, it's time to detach from that and take a break. It's also time for you to begin meditating more. Even if you're already meditating, Spirit is saying, kick it up a notch. And if you aren't meditating, Spirit is saying, start. You're being called to take your rightful place on this earth, on this planet, so that your vibration can be felt, not just here on earth, but throughout the cosmos. You play an intricate part in this shift that's taking place. The collective consciousness depends on you shifting so that you can begin teaching. Now, you may not teach on this same platform. Time for you to start doing that. It's also time for you to release the things that are holding you down, the things that are not serving a purpose in your life anymore. It's time for you to really discover what those things are, and then ask yourself, why are you holding on to them so tight? Why are you holding on so tight? Now, the other thing that Spirit is telling me to share with you all is There are going to be all sorts of energies, outside sources, and sometimes it's your unconscious self that will attempt to keep you from this shift, right? So, Spirit is saying for you to be mindful of that and for you to push through no matter what. Now, I had a client that I was working with, and literally every single time it was time for her to log on for her session, something came up where she either, so Spirit said, ask her what energy is fighting to keep her from shifting. As soon as I asked her that question, we never had an issue logging in again. And so it's a shift. Oftentimes, when there's something that happens, we'll say, okay, it wasn't meant to be, right? But when you're making that positive shift, when you get that okay from Spirit to move forward with that, and something is attempting to stop it, it's not meant to be. That's energies that are attempting to keep you where you are. It's to be mindful and open those channels with your divine spirit team so that you can decipher between what you all are saying. Okay. Cheryl said it's me. So let's go ahead and move on to the next card. Okay. And also Spirit's telling me to point out how these equal 4 and this number I should be, or I have not achieved the things that at my age or at my status, all those things that we say to ourselves. Spirit is reminding you everything is in divine order. Now, as I'm saying that, I'm hearing originally what came through. Some of you are, your gift of sight is increasing. You may be seeing things either out of the things, and you may be a little afraid. Spirit is saying, release that. Your gifts are elevating. And this is not going to be for everyone. This is for some of you. But then for some of you, Spirit is saying you're actually having a visitor come to your home. So what's the message there? I'm hearing maintain your peace, maintain you have house guests. Make sure you're still keeping up with your morning rituals, your evening rituals, your meditation, your prayer. And for those of you that have the gift of sight, seeing the spirit realm, spirit into your home, are of highest light and love. Now, also for those of you, all of you, Spirit is saying to tell you about sealing the portals of the mirrors in your homes. So you can even do it for your televisions, your computer screens, but you're literally going to act like there's a door and shut it 3 times. What I always do is I put both hands in front of whatever I'm sealing, and I state, this is not an entrance. Whatever is on the other side, stay where you are. Only highest light and love beings are welcome here, right? And you can say whatever you feel led to say by Spirit, but the most important part is to seal. Sealing, I seal those as well. So Spirit is saying to make sure that you're protecting, make sure you're very specific on what energies and entities you're allowing to. Dynelle says, sing more, choosing to trust. Good. So yes, and Dynelle, I'm Victoria. Why did I just say Dynelle? Victoria. Why did I just say Dynelle? Spirit said because the message Victoria just posted is also for Dynelle. Hi, Phyllis. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Is there anything else for this message? I just was told to tell you to be in flow. Be in flow. Don't think too much into it. Release fear. Fear actually attracts the things that, remember those glowworm toys? Remember? I was born in 77, so I am healthy snack. I believe I was too old to play with at the time. It's more like when my brother was born, but it was like the glowworm. Spirit is saying it's time for you to glow like those glowworms, like those fireflies, like those. Some of you are being called to practice magic. Some people fear magic, but Spirit is saying to remind you magic is not something to be feared. Everything is dependent on intention. It's dependent on the individual. So if you are a person that vibrates highest light and love, then your magic is going to be as such. If you're a person that vibrates low and your intention is to do harm, then you're going to practice manipulative magic that takes away the free will of others. So Spirit is saying for those of you that are still fearing magic, don't. It's time for you to connect. Now, we also got up in the air. Up in the air. And what is the message here? Some of you are up in the air about what your next step is. And I literally heard, I'm showing you. I'm showing you the way. I'm showing you your next step. Some of you are receiving signs through your dreams, through synchronistic numbers, even through colors. Like if you see something, even if it seems like the most normal thing, find out what the message is there. Spirit is communicating to you in many different ways. Even those of you that have tapped into your psychic abilities and gifts, Spirit is not just communicating with you in those normal forms that you regularly communicate. Spirit is giving you signs all around because the energy is very strong and powerful right now that's pushing you into your calling, that's pushing you to actively be living your purpose. We're really in a major shift right now, and Spirit is saying it's time to be solid and firm in why you came here and move forward in that knowing. And I'm hearing, why are you hiding from the truth? Dig deep within. What are you afraid of? Why are you procrastinating? And why are you here? You're not just here to exist and pay bills. You're not just here to struggle. You're not just here to experience these times that are filled with severe turmoil and then overcome it and keep those stories to yourself. You're here to be an inspiration. You're here to be a light. You're here to shine. So Spirit is saying to do some self-being, but you as a human being. It's time for you to merge those two versions of yourself. It's time for you to be very connected with your highest self so that you can be more connected to the divine. On my YouTube channel that walks through it. So check it out. I know most of you watching do know how, but some of you that are new may not. So there's a video there. I'm also hearing it's time for you to seek the secrets of the universe and unlock them. Some of you are scrolls. Some of you are earth changers. Some of you are shapeshifters. Some of you are earth angels. I also heard some of you are Blu-rays. It's time for you to discover who you are. But the only way you're going to truly discover this is if you begin asking the divine to show you. And when the divine shows you, take heed. Take heed. Okay? Research and study. For some of you, you're being called to research. Some of you that have elevated, but you're kind of stuck on the plane where you are now. And Spirit is saying it's your time to elevate even more. And for some of you, there's fear that's keeping you from doing that because you're what's on the other side of that elevation. For some, I'm hearing really, it's not just the fear of isolation. It's also that fear of, what am I going to see? What am I going to discover? And for a very few, you're holding on to that unconscious fear that when you really tap into your power, that harm may be done to you. Spirit is saying, let that go. You're protected. Now, past life connected to you from those past life experiences. Okay. It's time to release that. Let's see what you all are saying. You're so welcome, Phyllis. Thank you so much. Dinelle said, I've also been seeing more and leaning into trust. So much gratitude to my guides and all my gifts. Thank you for the message. You're so welcome. So welcome. So Spirit is telling me to let you all know. You notice how when I was reading Victoria's message, I said Dinelle. And something will happen. And we're so used to blaming it on being a mistake. Spirit is telling me to remind you there are no mistakes. So when you experience something like that, even when I'm, doing readings or recording for the channel, if a dog barks, I'll stop and ask Spirit, what message is there? If a car goes by, gives you a message, and that Spirit opens your eyes to more, okay? Okay, so the next card we got, and here we are again with another 10. Again, Spirit is just saying it's time for you to reflect on who you are. It's time for you to reflect on who you are. Because part of it is, it's not so much or solely who you've been on this earth journey. It's life. Some of the mysteries of who you are today are hidden in who you once were in your past lives. When you can allow yourself to connect to that, you're going to open yourself up to unleash, right? A lot of powerful energies that are buried within you. Lots of fearlessness and courage. And Spirit is saying it's time to tap back into that. And also for those of you that Spirit is saying it's time for you to look back on this life's journey, it's because you're meant to shift how you're viewing your experiences. You may latch on to the obvious things, like, oh, I had an abusive childhood and, I went through that because I'm here to teach, right? But what about those relationships that caused you pain? What were the purposes of that, right? What about those siblings that betrayed you? What was the purpose of that? Spirit is saying that there's purpose in allow the divine to tell you why those experiences occurred and how you're meant to use that energy in today's life, in today's time, right here in the now, how you're meant to use them to serve. And if you would like a past life reading, I can assist you with that. If you'd like to get more insight on what this card is talking about, I can assist you with that too. So just let me know and we'll make that happen. Also on you, for some of you, Spirit is saying connect more with the energy of the moon. Really pay attention to the cycles of the moon. Pay attention to your own energy when the moon's going through cycles. Some of you, Spirit is saying get out at night and ground. Some of you, Spirit is saying go sit at the ocean at night. There are messages for you're going to feel it, you're going to know it. I'm also being told to tell you to use your affirmations more frequently. So sit down under the moonlight and write down what you're choosing to release and what you're choosing to replace the things you release with, right? Now, what you're choosing to release, you can burn it to release it, right? And then the things you're choosing to replace it with, that you're replacing it with. And every day, get in the mirror for the next 21 days and state those declarations to yourself and allow yourself to be what you're claiming, feel what you're claiming, okay? It's just reminding you how powerful you are. I just keep hearing you are a very powerful being. So why do you allow society to keep you disconnected from your power? Your experiences aren't meant to disconnect you from your power. They're meant to increase your power. But when you can discover the why, the what, when you're able to shine as bright as you came here to shine. Hey, Javi. Okay, so now we got the thinking woman, okay? Now these numbers equal 11. So what Spirit is saying is be mindful of your thoughts. As we're talking about power right now, what you say, your declarations in the mirror, you can end it with abracadabra. What you speak, you create. So Spirit is saying not to overthink things, just be mindful. Some of us spend a lot of time overthinking. We think it has to be perfect. Everything I do has to be by the book. Everything has to, and that's not the case. I'll give you guidelines. I'll tell you my ways of doing things, or I'll tell you the way that Spirit is telling me to share with you. But Spirit is saying what it's for is for you to gain the knowledge, the wisdom on the fact that this is something to incorporate. But once you have that knowledge, then it's up to you and your guides to figure out how to express whatever's being presented to you in a way that resonates with your soul, what resonates with your soul. So Spirit is saying to stop overthinking, but to be mindful of what you are thinking. Release the stinking thinking. If you're being mindful of your thoughts, pay attention to what you're saying to yourself throughout the day. Pay attention to what your beliefs are throughout the day. And if they're stinking, shift them to the opposite. And then add those things to your list of your I ams so that you can begin vibrating at that. I'm hearing that different and that separate frequency. So why are you saying the separate frequency? What's that all about? Okay, thank you. Separate from the frequency of society. As a collective, society's vibration is extremely low. Right? And so Spirit is saying in order for you to be a game changer, you have to separate from that frequency and vibrate at your own elevated frequency. Javi said you're glitching really bad for whatever reason. Sometimes, Javi, depending on how many spirits are present, it does affect the electronics, but it depends on if it's actually on the overall video, or if it's just on your view. Diamond said, I've learned to set it and forget it. I'll speak what I desire and then release it. Things have been happening a lot faster since doing it this way. Abracadabra. Yeah, forget it, right? We can't be in that energy of, okay, when is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Okay. Twiddling our thumbs, counting down the time. We set the intention and then we forget about it. We set the intention and we open ourselves up to receive the guidance from the divine to create it, right? We're just allowing ourselves to be in flow. We're not stressing, we're not overthinking, we're not twiddling our thumbs. We're just trusting. But with that trust, action is required. No matter, commit to yourself that when the divine shows you the path, you'll take it one step at a time. Okay. So we also got 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So what Spirit is saying is, this is something that comes up often, speak your truth. Speak your truth. For some of you, you're in relationships, whether it's a love relationship, whether it's a business relationship, or even if it's with your children or your parents, and you're not speaking your truth. You're attempting to keep the peace. So you're kind of just sitting in the wings and just is about recognizing what your truth is. Some of you have been so used to living up to the expectations of others that you no longer know what your soul's desire is. And Spirit is saying it's about finding that truth and then speaking it when you do, not fearing judgment and not judging yourself. I'm hearing freedom comes from allowing. Freedom comes from allowing. So just allow yourself to flow. Be in flow with your divine calling. Be in flow with your divine self. Be in flow with who you once were and who you are today. I'm hearing tap into that self-healing component. So we talked about this before. Those of you that are Reiki trained, I'm sure you give yourself Reiki all the time. And those of you that are not Reiki trained, you have access to this divine energy. We go to school or we take classes so that we get the symbols and so that we can say, I have this certificate that now says I'm certified, right? But this energy comes from, you don't have to be Reiki trained to do so. Remember, everything is all about intention. But when you channel that energy, make sure you're very clear that you're channeling the energy of that will serve you in releasing whatever you're specifically releasing, or that will serve you in allowing whatever you're choosing to allow. Okay, I'm being told to tell you, just be fearless and go with it. Okay, so let's see what you all are saying before I pull more. Victoria said, never thought about it that way. It is a form of dishonesty, even if that dishonesty is with self. And, yeah, exactly. Victoria said it's dishonest. Okay, I'm being told to ask you, how have you grown this week from last week? How have you grown? And that's in your mind. Answer that question. How have you grown this week from last week? And while you're doing that, I'm going to pull. Actually, I'm not. This card is not in the deck. It was on the couch. It fell out of the deck. So the Queen of Forces. As we're talking about you activating, accepting your magic, connecting with the elements, connecting to the moon. And I'm going to go ahead and read this message from the book for you as you all answer that question. And then after I read from the book, whatever message comes through, I'll share it with you. Okay. So the Queen of Forces, it says, this card shows a woman balancing the energies of a sun in one hand and a moon in the other. With a river flowing beneath her feet, the Queen of Forces represents a woman who can help to bring greater balance to your life. She brings an unusual combination of power and peace, creativity and receptivity in both her energy and her or another, coming into a phase of great power and an ability to sustain it with wonderful results. There is a gift of grace and serene understanding when this card is upright. It is also bringing new roles and opportunities, careers in many of the sciences, global communication, nature, and energy may now be available to you. The Queen of Forces could also indicate the appearance of a possible love interest, connections for you or for another. It may be someone you know or somebody new. But this card appears, when this card appears, there is a tender yet powerful support. During this time, choose to support yourself, and only you yourself can direct the energy of your eternal life. So there's many things that came up as I was reading that card, but Spirit was saying to allow you to sit with that and for you to decipher. Cheryl said, I meant to say, I'm constantly getting messages. And that's really, really good, Cheryl. When you get those messages, what are you doing with them? Are they messages of guidance? Are they messages for other people? You guys are quiet today. Their side, but let me just take a peek over on Facebook and see what is going on over there. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Some of them didn't even actually go live. I guess I was live in way too many places. Some of them are still stuck on the preview. I don't know. Facebook's not showing up. It's showing live across the top of my screen, but it's not. Doesn't look live when I click on it. Let's see. Dynell said, I've had a lot of family stuff coming up this week, and I recognize a pattern of disconnecting during times of stress due to overwhelm. This is not helpful. I reconnected. I am grateful for the lesson. Cheryl said procrastinating. So yes, the disconnect thing is so real for all of us. You know, we talked about that a bit yesterday, Dynell, when I was telling you about my health stuff and how I disconnect and I don't always feel it. You know what I mean? A habit of doing that. But it's really good that you're choosing to connect because, you know, like we say, we got to feel it to heal it. So you're definitely doing the right thing by reconnecting and feeling it, letting yourself release it. And I'm also still sending you prayers and healing energy as well. Diamond said, I'm strengthening my manifestation skills, and I think my shadow spirits are visiting me again. Awesome, awesome. So what are some of the things you're doing to strengthen your manifestation skills? What are some of the tools that you're using or the action? Okay, what do you know? Ooh, Damara. And what it says is guiding children. You are so good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. Spirit said, just leave that with her. Just leave that with her. So Diamond, what does that card mean for you? What does that message mean for you? Hi, let's see, Fabulouza. Is that your name, Fabulouza? Did I say it correctly? Hi, welcome. Okay, so now when you say your shadow spirits, are you talking about spirits that are not in the you see kind of in the shadows? And Fabulouza, with the pulling of the card, the reason I pulled a card for Diamond is because Spirit told me to. And then if Spirit tells me to pull one for others, I will. But typically it's just the first person that joins. But if you're interested in a reading, you can schedule one by clicking the link in the description box, okay? And we go live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're the first one on, you'll be the one to get a card pulled. Okay, while I'm waiting for Diamond to answer that question, I'm going to pull another card. Okay, we got all tied up. The number 5 has been coming up a lot. It's been coming up a lot in I'm hearing some of you are still all tied up in self-judgment and doubt and fear. Physically tied up, see yourself tied up with fear, with doubt, with lack, with stress, with worry. See a chain for each one of those things that you feel that's not serving you. See it wrapped around your body. Identify which that doesn't serve you. And then what I'd like you to do is call on your highest light angels and see them so do a visual meditation doing that so that you can release yourself and free yourself from the things that bind you that just don't serve a purpose anymore. Okay. So do this as often as you feel led. For some of you, I'm being told to do it at least 5 times, literally 5 days this week. And then after you do it for those 5 times, then you just do it whenever you feel led. In touch with what you're feeling, and then wrap yourself in those chains of each feeling and have your guides cut them, remove them, and see them totally disintegrate. Diamond said, thank you so much for understanding. Diamond said, my response deleted. I was saying I have a jar filled with random manifestations I desire, and I pick one each day. I tracked it for 8 days, and so far 6 of the 8 have manifested. Awesome. Plus 2 that weren't even in the jar. A numerologist told me my life number was 5. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Diamond Spirit is telling me to do so. So I'm going to do that when we get done with live. So I'm being told to pull one more card for us collectively. Ooh. And Victoria's Spirit is saying, good job on your fearlessness to shift your sails. Take which ones? This one and the one on top? Okay. So this card says, really and truly, all means, pursue it, spend it, and roll around in it. But just don't let it become how the rest of your dreams will come true. I know you just dream your dreams, the universe. I know how, just dream your dreams, the universe. So let me read that again. Really and truly, money just isn't that important. Now, before you, the rest of your dreams will come true. I know how, just dream your dreams, the universe. So Spirit is reminding you that money is just an energy. You are in control of your energy and all the energy around you. So if it's more money that you're seeking, control your energy, bring it to you, vibrate at the frequency of abundance, super duper excited for the 2020 Activating You Retreat, because that's what it's all about, releasing the effective techniques to manifest your dreams and beyond. So I'm really, really excited to share that with you all. And this one says, not having enough money is never the problem it seems. First, lack is a way. Honey, the universe. Let's read this again, okay? Not having enough. Second, change is only a few thoughts away. And third, it's not like you haven't performed miracles before. Honey, the universe. This is really a powerful message to end with the now. Being in the now. Recognizing that you're not in the now brings you in the now. Be in the now. Right now, what is lacking? Right now, in this moment, what is lacking? When you feel like you're dwelling too much, what is lacking? Bring yourself to the now. Allow yourself to be present in this moment. So that will help you to release stress. That'll help you to release worry. It'll help you to release fear. And if you understand right now, nothing is lacking, then you'll begin, should be, right? So just allow yourself to get into the habit of being in the now, right? Victoria said grace. Grace. So that's what you learned this week from last week. Awesome. Awesome. Huh. And it's 11:23, which equals 7. And I told you, Spirit said, good job, Victoria. And here's that 7. Oh, you're so welcome, Cheryl. Thank you. So if you all don't have any more comments or any questions, I'm going to go ahead and wrap today's messages up. It seems like the energy today was like really calm, and like the guides were just kind of chill today, but they really did drive the message home that in order for you to elevate to that next level, you have to allow the old you, the parts that's no longer serving you, to die, so that the new you can emerge more powerful. Also, Spirit was reminding you to be in solitude, to disconnect from society, allow yourself to reconnect with your highest self, reconnect with your divine spirit team of highest light and love, and really allow your truth. Spirit is also reminding you that unexpected visitors may start to show up. Don't be afraid, just allow. And also not overthinking, allowing yourself to be in flow, and understanding that money is just an energy. Money is not the source of your happiness. You are for it. And remember to do your affirmations, your I am declarations in the mirror each day for the next 21 days, okay? So I thank you so much for joining me today, and I leave you with peace. Have a great rest of your day.